And we are back. The Bronx continues to struggle with high levels of child poverty. According to the Assistance Community for Children, half of all families with children in the Bronx rely on SNAP benefits to feed their families. Camp Bronx Fund provides economically disadvantaged children with access to sleepaway camps, fostering academic and personal growth. And joining me now is Camp Bronx Fund's president. We got Linda Chase with us. And Linda, thank you so much for being with us.
Okay, and thank you for having me.
It's a troubled time because when we look at, where we are in regards to poverty, New York State has a high poverty rate, upstate, downstate, all across. You feel this across your doors, really, in trying to meet the needs of families.
Yes, and especially the Bronx. I often think that the Bronx is the forgotten borough. Mm-hmm. What's going on here is that in the southern part of the Bronx, we are congressionally the poorest in the country. And we can't figure out how to get out of this. Now, that's one of the reasons why we started it, because children are our future. We hear that phrase all the time. We forget about it. But what Camp Bronx is trying to do now is to target the children in the low-income communities and show them a different way, bring them into the country, to experience the trees, the people, the counselors that come from different countries. This all expands their horizons, but we need money. And so we run several different we run a gala, we support the community in different ways, and we ask the community when we put out promotions to come and to join and to buy tickets and to donate, because all this money goes to sending the children from the low-income communities. They have to be on a SNAP program. Almost 40% of the South Bronx uses SNAP. Mm-hmm. I mean, so we really need to target that area and to help those children go to camp, experience the outdoors. Sometimes they're on zip lines. One of the camps now offers horseback riding. These are things that are going to expand their horizon, help their mental health, and make them better citizens.
Yeah, you talk about exposure, right? And
Right.
Giving young people the opportunity to have that kind of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
From your perspective, what has it done?
We've seen it where campers want to come back and they want to become camp counselors. And then they ask for help as they're trying to go through high school. And one of the camps is actually helping children fill out applications for college. And they come back after college and they donate time. So we're creating a community of young people that are appreciative of what's happening and want to give back to the children that are coming up the same way they came up.
Yeah. For years, you've been able to also have sleepaways, right? And
Right.
sleepaway camp is huge. From your perspective, when you talk about a child's development, have the opportunity to come from possibly the city to participate in a sleepaway camp, the value there.
There's tremendous value. What happens is they get exposed to being outdoors. They get exposed to farming, to looming, to other people. They're now canoeing. They're going fishing. I mean, these are things that in a densely populated borough like the Bronx, they can't appreciate things like this. So spending 2 weeks in that environment really makes a difference. We also want children to come back every year so we can target them. So while we're taking care of that group, we also have to bring in another group. Right. So it's a lot of work and it's a lot of money, and we really need to reach out to the community for more help.
And when you talk about more help, obviously that's money. We know a lot of people are economically challenged organizations are seeing cutbacks. We know what's going on from Washington federally. People are being cut. What's it been like for you?
It's been a struggle, but we have a base group that stayed with us. They understand the need. They want to protect the children in the Bronx. So we have about 4 companies that have really stayed with us through the pandemic, after the pandemic, have helped us get people that are the faces of the galas, and they bring in their friends. So we're lucky in that sense. We're reaching out now more into Manhattan, because a lot of people that grew up in the Bronx have moved to Manhattan. We've had events in Manhattan. We sell tickets. They come, and now we're expanding our community. But we are basically an all volunteer organization. So a lot of this takes time, and we're developing slowly, but we've been lucky. We survived COVID.
Right.
We've sent over 200 children to camp since 2018. This year, it looks like we're going to go from 55 to 75 children this summer.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it is.
So you're up by almost 20, 25 kids,
Yeah.
huh? The impact, when you look back and say, hey, I see our program, I see how our kids interact, and I see how they come out of it. Talk to me about that impact.
It makes you happy.
Right.
The impact on the board. We actually do go up and we visit the camps. We don't only give the money, we want to see how the money is being spent. We want to see if it really does have an effect. And it does. The children are happy and they want to talk to us. And then sometimes we film them so that we can show them at our galas. And it makes the people that donate happy. We've created a community of donors, and we've created a community of children. And it's rewarding.
Yeah. And so for people who want to help out, how can they go about doing that?
Well, they can go to campbronx.org. There's more information about us at our website. It also shows events that we've had and upcoming events.
Right.
And you can always buy tickets through the website and donate.
It's hard to think, but summer's right around the corner. I'm like, yeah, come on, it can't come any quicker. I mean, after all that we've had. But for you, I know there's a sense of anticipation and even a little bit of anxiety, right? Because you've got all these things that are happening. You're trying to deal funding, trying to make sure that the kids are actually, taken care of. But when we talk about summer learning, right? And
Yes.
that's huge in the life of a young person.
It is huge in the life of you. And children that come from money tend to do more things in the summer, and they are left with reading lists, and their parents tend to stay with them and sort of force them into that direction. The problem is in the low-income communities, we don't have that push. And so the summer camps will have reading stories. The summer camps will engage them. And we need that to happen because they learn less in the summer and than their peers. So we need to put a push on for that. And that's part of it too.
Yeah, I got to go back to SNAP and government support. How does that play in what you're doing right now?
Well, what happens is the only children, you have to meet a certain criteria, which means at least one of your meals has to be government provided. In this, again, I talk about the South Bronx because the need is there. Almost 40% of the people depend on SNAP, on food stamps, in order to give them 3 meals a day. And it's sad, but when you ask children at the camp, one of the things that they really like about it is the fact that they do get 3 meals a day. And it's really heartbreaking when you hear that.
Yeah. The demographics have changed, right? I think gentrification has played a huge role.
Well, it looks, the buildings look great. We're bringing in more people, but that is not really affecting what's going on with children. And it's not helping them come out of poverty. We're just bringing a new group of people in with money, and eventually, yes, that helps the community. But we have a grassroots problem, and that does not address that.
Yeah. So what can we expect in the future? Obviously, you got a lot of things coming around the corner.
Well, hopefully, we'll be able to send 100 kids next year to camp, or
Right.
maybe more. And we're trying to expand our base. We're looking for more people that want to serve on the board. The more people on the board, the more people we can get our message out to.
Yeah. Linda, great having you here. Obviously, the fact that you're here means it's getting ready to be warm outside, but you're a warm person. Thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations on the great work that's being done. And so listen, if you want to find out more about Camp Bronx Fun, then you can visit there. And more information, go to campbronx.org. That's where the website is. Follow them also on social media at Camp Bronx Fun. And then you can get everything that you need to know, how you can support, or possibly even send a young person there. Encourage you, don't go anywhere. Guess what? We got more open coming up. We'll be back right after this.